products prior to that. However, running the business is something new to her. After learning more about the business with guidance from uplines and others, she has decided to pursue her new skin journey confidently. Do you want to know more about our speakers? Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Circle of Excellence 3, 2-year Platinum Presidential Director and 9-year Presidential Director, Amy Chou.
Started new skin business right after I graduated from college. I was sponsored from my own mom. So in the beginning, new skin to me was a business for a young person who was seeking for an opportunity for my future. And then, new skin became a side business for a mother who was trying to seek for the balance between home and business. And I was lucky enough to achieve all these pin titles at the same time raising my 3 children. And today, at age 46, I'm still here. Doing new skin as my retirement plan. Isn't this business amazing?
Yes.
It is, right? And then first of all, I have to thank all of you there to come here today. You know, a lot of people worry about me flying here. I was like, no, you should be worrying about those people in the crowd. And since you guys are so brave to come here, I'm gonna share you with a secret by showing you the most expensive thing I ever invest with my new skin money. Do you want to see that? Yes. Do you want to see that? Yes. Haha, I got you, right? Legal department will stand up. Okay, these are the most expensive thing we have at home. True. The left side was my first project. I have been investing on her over 20 years. And the one on the right-hand side was the second project. I have been investing with him for over 19 years. And the middle one, over 16 years. The oldest one said when she grow up, she wants to own an ice cream shop. And then the second one wants to go preach gospel. And the third one at first wanted to be an artist, later a chef. After I listened to their future plan, I found that the return of investment might be rare. And this is the reason. Stop asking me why I work so hard. Look at my investment and you know. And like a part-time mom, like everyone else, I have to show you the real life. I have to work with them with the homework. I also accompany kids after school activities. Look at my daughter. She says she was very serious about golfing, so we got her all the professional equipment, but she insists to wear her princess clothes to the court. And look at her posture, you know all this money were in the drain, right? And I like to travel with my kids. First time I took my son to the East Coast of America. And I realized after the whole trip, because East Coast of America usually is about American history. And after that, I realized that he suddenly understands everything school teaches about history. So I started to take them travel. And because of New Skin, I'm very lucky. I work with 2 regions, so every year I have 5 trips from New Skin. Thank you. But do remember, I also qualify 5 trips every year. Yes. And then I took them to Alaska. We saw the Northern Light on a cruise. It was so amazing. To Alaska, the first time we saw the Northern Light. And then I want to share share you with Rome. That was my precious moment because before we went there, my daughter took so many school day off already. So I told her, if you want to go with me, you have to go talk to your teacher yourself. And then she went. And she came back, she said, my teacher said, okay. And I said, what did you say to him? She said, I just told him that I'm going to Rome. Then I said, what did your teacher say? She said, my teacher said, Nisha, I admire your life. Rome is my dream. And we went there, you can see that my daughter was taking pictures everywhere because at the time she was learning the Renaissance. And you know what? New Skin one night booked the whole museum in the Pentagon for a VIP tour just for all the team leads. She was so excited taking pictures there because she told me, say, Mama, these are what we just learned. I saw those on the books before, but now she saw it, the real thing, in a private tour. I was there looking at her, thinking if it's not New Skin, how am I able to provide her with this kind of opportunity, isn't it? And I like to start with my daughter. My daughter is a big BTS fan. Any parents related to that? Yes. So I used my New Skin connection to get her the red zone ticket for BTS concert and dressed up like a BTS fan to go with her so people won't recognize that I'm actually a mom. And then my downline knows that she loves Korean pop music, so she got a group called Super Junior to hand sign the album for her. Wow. I know, just to elevate my family value. So a lot of my friends ask me, do you have problem with teenagers? No, I don't. They have to be really nice to me, right? And that's another good reason about doing New Skin, don't forget. And then I like to attend those skill class with my daughter. Remember, she wanted to be a chef. And where will be the best place to learn how to make Japanese cake besides Tokyo? Where will be the best place to learn how to make lasagna besides Rome? I also take my son for some summer schools. My son was presenting a business presentation in Berkeley with his partners. And there were investors listening in the audience, and he was only 14. And man, I was so proud. And this seems like the typical daily life of a housewife, the madame level of housewife. However, while doing all this, believe it or not, I also doing New Skin across 20 markets worldwide. So most of the time when I'm cooking, I'm still messaging my downlines around the world. So, do you guys want to know my New Skin story? Yes. My New Skin story began right after I graduated. When I say right after I graduated, really was the second day right after I graduated. I came home from school. I studied fashion design in Italy. And so when I flew home to Taiwan, my mom was doing New Skin in those crazy stage. Do you know what crazy stage look like? You know those people every night at home, they don't sleep, they're making circles? Related to that? Okay, so when my mom first saw me, the first thing she said to me, "Nah, I miss you." No. Or how are you doing? No. Do you know how those crazy New Skin people see you? What do they see in you? They don't see you anymore. They only see your skin. So the first thing my mom told me, she said, "You need a facial." I was like, oh my goodness, what happened to my mom? So she sat me down and applied one on me. Do you want to guess what product she has on me? No, not Galvanese Spa. No, you guys were wrong. I'm from New Skin Stone Age. Not 1.0, 2.0. So she had glacial marine mud on me. And the important thing about applying glacial marine mud is you have to sit there within 30 minutes, you can't talk. So she starts to tell me her goal. She say, my goal with you is to do new skin. All the kids in our family have to do new skin. First is you, then it's your brother. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is getting serious, right? So after I wash my face, I quickly go to sleep. But my mom had been trained very well. Her upline told her, sign the person up, then that person is yours. So in the morning, my mom sit there holding my ID card and wait for me. And right after I wake up, she took me to New Skin office and signed me up. But when a person gets signed up, does that mean that person wanted to do New Skin? No. So in the meantime, after I get signed up, I was looking for a job. That was my goal. My goal is to find a job in a nice corporate, dress up nice every day. I had a dream of working in corporate because most of my family do business. And I know the stress of doing business. My father does real estate business. Every night he would sit there and pray with us. And he would say, oh Lord Jesus, please let us sell this house fast so the money can turn back, right? So I told my dad, I said, you make a lot of money, but I never see them. They're always turning around. So I admire those kind of life that you go to work and by the end of the month, the money go to your account, that kind of life. Yeah, but then when I start looking for a job, I realize it's not like what I think. And before that, I have to share you another story. Before I came back to Taiwan, before I start to look for a job, I set a goal to myself. I set a goal that I want to find a job which will pay me $5,000 a month. And why did I set that goal? Because my father sent me abroad since I was young. I went to Canada when I was like 12 or 13, and then moved on to Europe. So I spent a lot of money on education. My father has invested a lot of money on me. So I told myself, I am an investment of my parents. So my achievement will determine whether his investment is a success or failure. And I do not want to be a failure for my father. If you ever look at your life this way, it will change you completely. You will not be satisfied to be ordinary anymore. Do you agree?
Yes.
So, because I have a very clear goal, I started to look for a job. But I was really young and naive. I didn't know they don't pay that kind of money for a young startup. Yes, so I was facing the lowest time of my life. I was thinking maybe I will never achieve the kind of life my parents gave me. But at those times when I almost give up, my mom, who has been trained from her upline very well, take me to the training, the events whenever she could. So I was in one of the training, and the lady on the stage said something that changed my life completely. Do you want to hear what she said? Yes. Do you think it's the opportunity, the future, the income, the whatever? No, I didn't understand the trend of the business, nothing. She only said one word that I remember, and that word changed my life. Do you know what that was? She said, I do New Skin, I made $5,000 this month. And then my eyes were bing, like that. I didn't know what that is, but I told my mom's offline, I said, hey, that's what I want, right? So many people complain about a lack of opportunity in their life, but that's not true. We have lots of opportunities. We are not lack of that. But opportunities all around us. However, because we don't have goals. So when you don't have goal, when opportunity arrive, you don't know whether it's suitable for you or not, because you don't know what you want. So I was really lucky to have a goal. So when I see the opportunity, I grab it right away. But there's still a lot of people question about my decision. They were saying, hey, your parents invest so much money for you to become a designer. How could you give it all up? Oh, why can't you do something else? So on and so on. This was all true, but you know what? Theoretically, it was true, but in reality, when you're standing in an intersection, sometimes you don't have so many choice. Do you agree? Do you agree? So what I did was getting the best choice I could at the moment. And at the time, New Skin was the best. So I see it, I took action, and 24 years later, here I am. So this New Skin business platform provides me with business flexibility. And I think it's so important because it allows me to get to decide my own goal, which means I decide how much I want to work every year. This is the flexibility. Also, I can decide who I want to work with. I can also decide how I want to work today. And because of this flexibility, in 2004, I gave myself a 5 years parental leave. Because in 2004, my eldest daughter diagnosed autism. I don't know if you guys know about this. She needs a lot of attention. Just teaching her how to use straw took me 6 months. Because it's really hard to show a kid how to, with no common sense, how to suck up the air. So it took me 6 months. So I cannot just leave her with a nanny. So I decided to take care of her myself. I think every mother wanted to make that decision at the time. But the reality is, were they allowed to? By New Skin, I was allowed to make that decision when I needed. That is the flexibility New Skin provides me. And also in 2017, there was one night, after dinner, I saw my son walk up the stairs to his room. Then I realized next year of tonight, he won't be here anymore because he was heading to college. He won't be here for my dinner. And I decided to stay 1 year at home just to, study with him. And by the time I sent him to college, I still remember, after I sent him off to college, at the door, when we say goodbye, I cried. I really cried. I think a lot of mom will relate to that. My son, moved away from me. I cried, I sobbed. And my son was so embarrassed. He said, Mom, don't cry here, please. I cried all the way until I get on the airplane, I still cry. But you know what? After I look back, if I never did that, if I never take the 1 year, I think I will regret, isn't it? I think my whole life I will have that regret. But again, I was able to make that decision. I have that flexibility. And in the past 24 years, I experienced 3 times of immigrants, and a couple of times of relocation. I never have to start a new business or new job. New Skin was my first and only career until today. For some of you might think that was easy, but that's not true. When we decide to move from Bangkok to Canada, because my kids need education, like in Canada, because my daughter needs help. At the time, my husband owns 3 factories. He wanted to immigrate with us, but in order for him to immigrate with us, he had to close 3 factories. Also means he had to lay off 500 employees. You know how long it took him? 2 years. And he told me he was very lucky to be able to close down his business, because a lot of people can't do it. They'll go bankrupt if they do. But all I have to do, just tell my downlines, I'm moving to Canada. But after we moved to Canada, there's another problem. Because he closed all his business. Yes, he bring the money there, he has the money, but guess what happened? He has nothing to do. So every day he watered the garden. Yeah, so a lot of people say, I wanted to retire and do nothing. Trust me, you haven't retired yet. So I'm so grateful that with New Skin, I was able to do it whenever and wherever I wanted. And that flexibility is amazing. And trust me, you do that kind of flexibility to live your life. I can choose my work partners. I give them very special tea celebrations. In London, I booked the famous place called the London Eyes. I booked the capsule to do their tea celebration with toast champagne there. And Barcelona, I reserved a private yard to have a party with them. With a whole bunch of social influencers on the yard was really difficult because they took pictures for 2 hours full. We didn't talk to each other at all, we just take pictures. Yes. And then we had the Running Man on the cruise to Alaska. Yeah, we also did our recognition in the nightclub. That was really cool, I know. Do you know how you do a recognition in the nightclub? We had to stand on the stool, and then they had to shout. Yeah, they had to shout, say, thank you, my upline, for helping me, that kind of thing, because it's so loud. Yeah, when I post a picture on my social media, my friend sent me a message and she said, Amy, I admire your life. I was like, why? She said, you get to go to nightclub. I was like, you can go too. She's like, yeah, but no one wants to go with me. That's another thing about New Skin. You have partners that you choose to work with. And I can choose the way I want to work today. I can work in my home office. I can have a group meeting on my dining table. I even conducted training when I was transit to Vancouver at the time. That was in where? Oh, no, that was in Orlando Airport. I did a training in the business lounge. You can choose the way you want to do it. So this flexibility allows me to have ample decisions about important things in my life. And if you ever ask me what I have gained the most in New Skin, it's not money or friend, it's the flexibility. Because that improves my life to allow me to live the way I want it. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
And I'm gonna share you the last. What did I attain after all these years of work? I create more volume with my life. In 2013, I was interviewed by Xindao Daily. I was their topic for the Mother's Day edition as a great mom. In 2017, I was on Business Weekly. I was interviewed for a leader as the topic. You know, a mother and a leader are two very complex figures, but because of New Skin, it happens to me in harmony. And I can be someone, my family, to be proud of. That was one of the success trips I went to. I didn't go to. I qualified for my mom to go to. She's my partner. Nice, huh? And she took my dad to see me because my dad really wanted to go to see me. That was the last trip my father took before he got really sick. He was actually on a wheelchair already. But that day, that picture he asked my mom to take the picture to show me. Everyone there was, grouping up to do the group photo. So and after that, they had sky ride for New Skin. And that group photo took them a few hours to line up because there's over 4,000 people. But my father was sitting in the VIP area drinking coffee until they all finished lining up. And then they took my dad to the sticker that really front that has my sticker on it, and then asked him to stand there. You know what? He was so proud. And the first time, he sent me voice message. My father is those very traditional Chinese men, He used my mom's WeChat. He sent me a message. He said, you must work so hard for me to stand in front of many people. And I really thank News Team to giving me that stage for the recognition so I can show my parents what I did. My husband is in traditional business. He has a few good years that he makes a lot of money. But all he can do is probably like let his employees go to the trip, or maybe buy himself a house or a car. But he was not able to have that kind of stage to show the people he loved. And News Team gave me that. My father passed away last year. And I'm so grateful that I was able to show him what I've done. I was able to make him proud. And thank you, News Team. And then that was one of the trips I took to Alaska. And because that trip, that was the American region trip, so including Canada, US, and Latin America. 25% of the trip attendee was actually from my team. So I have the privilege to sit with all the corporate, all the way, like 7 days of that trip. You know, looking at my kids, joking with people from corporate, and thinking, wow, you know, in North America it's very difficult. I'm an Asian trying to work with the mainstream. My kids can sit there and joke with them, and then listen to them saying how well, how smart, how good your mom is. And that really made me proud. And then I was invited to share in the global corporate for a leadership conference. I teach them how I transform myself from New Skin 1 DAO to 2 DAO. And after that, Tyler sent me a message saying that I'm going to change the world. And of course, I showed that to my husband right away. And then when I look back at myself 24 years ago, when I standing at that intersection, does that make you nervous? What if I choose another path? I will not be me as who I am today, isn't it? So I really want to encourage all of you, make the right choice for yourself. Because in the future you will thank you for all the hard work for this decision. Thank you.
Thank you, and please put your hands